is why did you decide to major in operations and supply chain?
Professor Gaffney had an explanation and said, most of the time you go to the grocery store and you pick up a Coke can and you just are thankful that you have a Coke that tastes really good. And you don't think about anything that went into the process of the metal to make the can or the design that is on the label, or what material do you use with the labor, or how does it get from the manufacturing facility, then get filled, then get capped, then get put on the stocking shelf, and how do they know that they're not going to run out, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, yep, this is for me. That makes complete sense. I'd never thought of that before. I can make sense of what I'm going to do in my job. It's not vague. It's not theories. Math, when I started with my major, was all theory. And I was like, I hate this. This was very like boots on the ground. You can make an impact and you can get things done. And like you actually impact everything. So that was
mine was, I was only a marketing major and I'm Spanish minor. And then I had 395 with Dr. Ahire, and he was like the first teacher that I had at school who was like incredibly excited about what he was teaching, and like just you could tell that he like cared and loved the subject matter so much. And that like I was like doing marketing and it was fine and there were some fun classes, but when I saw like how excited he got about it, I got excited about it too, and just like also fell in love with it. And it was like manageable. It wasn't incredibly complex stuff. Like it was understandable. All the formulas that you'd know made sense why everything was where it was. It's not like some of these finance formulas that you're like, okay, I know this is the formula. I believe that it works, but I don't know why it works. There's stuff like that. Like it's easier to grasp the subject matter, and it's subject matter and studies that like actually affect everyday processes and can improve people's lives, improve the operations of a company, like the money that they make, but the experience that their workers have, the experience that their customers have, and everything like that. So that was my
however, I thought it was a really good balance between engineering and business. So it was very math oriented, but also super social, which is what I was looking for. You know, I really like being on projects and teams and having those high level discussions, but also like getting to the root cause of a lot of issues, and it really is a good fit. There's always an issue at hand, and you always have something to work on.
But I was in the business school and wanted to do something with a global focus, an interest in travel at that point, and it's grown from there. But I also took like the accounting and finance classes, and I was just really trying to get through them. I wasn't enjoying them. I was like, I can't do this forever. But I knew that it was something like within business probably that I wanted to do. And then when I took the first class with Dr. Ahire, like what Mackenzie was saying, it like the logical piece really clicked for me. Like it was a way of thinking that made sense. And I just understood it, I feel like, and it was like challenging, but in ways that I enjoyed and I liked. And I feel like that's continued now. It's like I like the problem solving aspect of things.
And my capstone project was with McLeod Health, which was an healthcare organization in Manning, South Carolina. And we helped improve the customer experience there and helped them serve more of their elderly clientele more per day so they could help people get better sooner. And during the interview process, being able to talk about the capstone project that you worked on is always extremely interesting to the interviewer. They always have lots of questions about it. And like Dr. Ahire was saying, that real world experience that's what they're most interested in. And it makes you more comfortable in a lot of different situations after you've been on the floor and speaking with actual people who are working jobs. And almost every one of these projects, you end up presenting to higher up management level, sometimes C-suite people at these companies on your findings. And that's an opportunity that you won't see in many other majors. So that's another differentiating point about the capstone program.
I did my capstone project with Textron EasyGo. And we ended up actually relocating one of their manufacturing sites a few miles down the road, and we created jobs for underprivileged youth in the area. So that was a really rewarding project, actually, that I did not expect to be that rewarding past helping me with my interviews.
I did a capstone project with Siemens. We did on their return material authorization process. We actually went to their distribution center in South Haven, Mississippi, and learned all about their process, got to map things out. It was a really good experience as far as business travel and interacting with the customer directly. After graduation, I started with Rolls-Royce. I did an operations management leadership development program. So I was recruited with Michigan State MBAs as an undergraduate. We were able to do international assignments and learn kind of all the different functions. It was once again, an excellent way to learn the different parts of the company.
And honestly, I just have the professors, mainly Dr. Ahire, to thank for that, for helping coach us through the career fair, helping us understand like what our talents were. Because I remember talking to him and being like, what do I talk about? I don't feel like I have any experience. And he basically wrote me this entire page of things that I know and am good at that I didn't even realize were unique. So that was a huge benefit. Being able to go into the workplace and have any idea what's being talked about is unique. And that really helped me and some of my colleagues who also graduated from South Carolina stand out at Eastman. I'll say that, once you hear a few things, it's not hard to just be sold on the practicality of it. I mean, the starting salaries, the job opportunities, the mentorship and support and guidance that this program offers you is second to none, not just at South Carolina, but in the entire country and probably world.
When you graduate with a kind of niche degree like operations supply chain, like you're gaining skills that you just don't like wake up with or learn like in your day-to-day life. And you get to have these experiences like practical value courses and the unique capstone project that doesn't come with every other major. So
I felt like very prepared going into my first role. And also like I had more of an understanding of supply chain than a lot of like senior people did where I was working, just because supply chain, like I studied it and applied it to projects and things like that. And a lot